ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
Tonight, the county is issuing orders to shut down as determined business owners fight back. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn spoke with some of the owners who say they're doing their best to comply with COVID-19 restrictions.
The county posted 17 cease and desist orders on its website, threatening to fine businesses it says are defying the latest round of coronavirus restrictions. And while some businesses may be doing it on purpose, other business owners I spoke with tell me it's not so cut and dry.
I was aware that we couldn't do it anymore and we were transitioning to our outside classes over at Soledad.
Alina Snedeker got one of those violation letters. Her studio, Reach Yoga, held socially distant indoor sessions Monday as it arranged to move outside.
With being open for 2 weeks, we can't turn the machine off. If the machine turns off, we lose our business forever.
Reach Yoga, which just remodeled, will now rent outdoor space at the Soledad Club, which it will share with a karate studio and church.
And a yoga studio runs a lot differently than a bar or a restaurant or a church. So to have the same blanket over every single business, I don't feel that is right.
At the Landing Bar in El Cajon, owner Stephen Fort also got a violation as a group watched football indoors on Sunday.
As long as they're not shutting me down, I'll comply.
Fort says he was confused over when the purple tier started, but is now fully outside. Meanwhile, in Pine Valley, Major's Diner continues to publicly defy the order without a cease and desist letter from the county. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
A county spokesman says the cease and desist orders are not based on complaints, not media reports, based on complaints, not media reports. In the meantime, a business curfew will go into effect in Los Angeles this Friday. Restaurants, wineries, breweries, and other non-essential businesses there will have to close at 10 p.m.
California is now requiring everybody over the age of 2 to wear a facial covering outside their home. You can only take it off if you're outdoors and over 6 feet from anyone not in your household. You also don't have to wear it in the car or when eating or drinking as long as your party is 6 feet from others. You can also take it off when you're working in an office or a room alone.
Our daily case numbers are slightly down from yesterday, but they are still sky high at 718. That brings our total to more than 66,000. The county also announced 7 new deaths today, bringing that total to 933. More help is on the way for San Diegans struggling financially because of the pandemic. Today, county supervisors approved an additional $2 million for an income replacement program. Now, this allows San Diegans who test positive for COVID to stay home. Each recipient gets a one-time payment of $1,000. The supervisors approved an initial $2 million for the program back in August.
Well, it's back to online learning for children at 3 North County schools. A handful of positive COVID cases are closing Rancho Buena Vista High, Vista Magnet Middle, and Madison Middle School. One parent at Rancho Buena Vista says there isn't enough room for social distancing.
I don't think that 39 kids in a classroom times 6 classes is acceptable. We're not allowed to have weddings that are 228 people. Why is it okay, for my daughter to be exposed to 228 kids?
Well, Vista High School also has a positive case, but administrators believe it can stay open without an issue. The Francis Parker School in Linda Vista will now let teachers work remotely through March. At first, the private school said only teachers with personal medical exemptions could work remotely, and that prompted 2 teachers with high-risk family members to announce their resignations. But after a week of outrage from students, parents, and alumni, the school reversed course.
I think after they realized the students weren't going to stop because it kept going even after the weekend had passed, and because they feared a boycott, I think they finally realized maybe we should just extend this exemption for the next trimester.
Our media partner at KPBS tried to contact the head of Francis Parker for a comment. He did not respond.
Major changes are coming to a longtime San Diego tradition. Our Anthony Perez shows how Father Joe's Villages plans to feed more people this Thanksgiving than usual while keeping everyone safe.
Father Joe's Villages sent us video from their kitchen as their staff prepares Thanksgiving dishes for next week when they will serve meals to people in need of warm food and comfort.
We've been serving the Thanksgiving meal for years. My gosh, it's been probably about 25 years. It's a staple of ours, and we're known for it, and we always do it the day before Thanksgiving.
Deacon Jim Vargas is the president and CEO of Father Joe's Villages. This year, they will be preparing more food than usual.
We typically serve about 700 or so, 600 to 700. We're prepared to serve close to 1,000 this year because we know there's increased need.
This is video from last year. People served a Thanksgiving meal indoors amid a social atmosphere. But this year, it will be done very differently. The meals will be made to go and given outside.
Those who will be there with us will have Mass. They will be socially distanced.
But Vargas says it doesn't mean the spirit will be lost.
We still want to make it festive. It's a period, especially in this year, where people need to be lifted up, especially those who we serve. So we're gonna be decorating the courtyards. We're going to make sure we have music.
Each meal will also come with a backpack filled with face coverings, hand sanitizer, and hygiene products.
And there'll also be a little note in each bag, and it'll be a note of encouragement. And heaven knows we each need encouragement.
At a time when everyone has to be distanced, he says keeping their Thanksgiving tradition is a way to keep people connected.
It is a special time, and this year we especially need that time.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading our 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
A La Jolla restaurant owner convicted of rape is going to prison. But as our Jennifer Kastner reports, before he was sentenced, Daniel Dorado got an earful from his victims today.
Before the judge sentenced Dorado, several of the women read their victim impact statements to the courtroom. Some of the women were fighting back tears.
We're not showing their faces, but these are the voices of some of the victims.
You deserve to be where you are right now, and I hope that you stay there so that you never have an opportunity to do this again to another woman.
On a live stream to the courtroom while sitting in jail, convicted rapist and former La Jolla restaurateur Daniel Dorado was read his sentence.
The total term of imprisonment is 40 years. I don't mind saying this is the maximum that I believe I can impose under the law.
A maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. The former owner of Bird Rock's Voce del Mare was found guilty last December on 20 counts related to rape and sexual assault of 4 victims who were unconscious and intoxicated.
He is an evil individual.
Another victim described her own assault.
I simply went on a date with him and ended up getting sexually assaulted by him for hours in a hotel room where I was unconscious.
ABC 10 News broke the story 2 years ago when he was charged with drugging and raping women, sometimes at his restaurant. One woman described her trauma from meeting Dorado after answering an ad on Craigslist for a hostess position.
Years after the assault, I still don't feel safe going to job interviews in person alone. I don't feel safe to do outdoor activities alone. I can't tolerate being around men, not even family.
But one woman who was named as a victim defended Dorado, said she was even friends with him, and accused detectives of manipulating her to testify against her will and appear confused about a possible assault.
Your Honor, Ms. Dorado never raped me. I never went to the police. I never filed a police report. In fact, I declined a restraining order against Mr. Dorado, and I told detectives that I did not want to press charges.
Dorado denied any wrongdoing and added,
I have spoken the truth from the very first day that this all began. I did not skip town. I did not make faces to the accusers. I'm still in shock by what has happened.
The judge ultimately ordered Dorado to pay $10,000 in restitution, in addition to serving his prison term.
Daniel Dorado told ABC 10 News he has never drugged or sexually assaulted anyone. He says he will not be satisfied until he is exonerated. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
We have an ABC 10 News follow-up. Police have made an arrest for a murder in the gas lamp last week. Friends held a vigil Friday for 22-year-old Angel Maravilla. He was shot to death the night before on 5th and E after he and a friend got into a fight with a third man. Today, police arrested 27-year-old Ruben Velasquez on Sunday, and anyone with information about the murder is asked to call San Diego police.
Also tonight, a man is dead after a terrible accident accident near the Fairbanks Ranch Country Club. Police say that a car was speeding on San Diego Road this afternoon. That's when it tried to pass another car and lost control, hitting two cars and then a big rig and burst into flames. The driver inside the car died. No one else was hurt.